no money, that's an asshole. It wasn't a phase.
Welcome back to the Senior Citizen Podcast, and today we have take 2 after some technical errors with the amazing Alexa Lash. How are you?
I'm doing so well. It's really nice to be back, to be honest.
You just woke up. That coffee did its job.
Right? The coffee put its makeup on me. It got my hair ready. I'm really thankful. This episode goes out to the coffee.
I can't live without coffee. I'm the kind of people that gets like a headache if I don't have my coffee in the morning, and I hate saying it because it sounds so millennial and like I can't live without my coffee t-shirt.
Oh yeah, I've been doing the Rise mushroom coffee.
How is that?
It's actually because, you know, like all the girlies at a certain age start having stomach issues. It's actually helping.
Really?
And energy levels and all that stuff. Yeah.
My manager drinks it. She's like, do you want to try it? I'm like,
it's not the best flavor, but you can put like creamer in it. It's not so bad.
Okay.
Kind of masks it.
I'll give it a try. We'll see how I feel about it. Okay, Alexa, I want to hear a little bit about your musical journey, how you got started as an artist.
So, I mean, the journey goes back a pretty long way because when I was in elementary school, I was singing with the school chorus. And then in middle school, we didn't have a choir program, so I sang for the school band, like Yankee Doodle Dandy and stuff. And then in high school, I was, your parents beat it into you that you need to like get a real job in your future. And so I didn't join the choir program in high school. I think I wasn't confident in myself and stuff, but I was still, singing with my friends, doing stuff part-time. And then as I kind of moved through life, I was never intending on doing anything with the poetry or melodies I was writing. I just always loved it. And I went to undergrad, UCF. I did these like open mics and little singing competitions and was still writing stuff like a cappella and no instruments or anything. I hadn't learned anything. Then in grad school, I was doing karaoke all the time. So when I got back from grad school in Boston, I went to Emerson College, moved back to Miami. I was bringing my friends out to karaoke like all the time. Then there was live band karaoke. Ooh. And so I would then take my friends to that and do that weekly. And I was like, oh, this is so, so fun. And then at some point, a relationship went sour, awry. I moved in by myself, reconnected with like an old friend, and we started just writing songs together. And that was my birthday, like I want to say, 8 years ago or something. Mm-hmm. So, and then since then, did open mics, bands broke up, bands got together. And then now I've just been writing like a fiend, and I have a band now, and it's just been a crazy journey. If you had met me 7 or 8 years ago, you would not have thought that I was going to be a musician sitting in this chair or any other chair talking about music.
The comfy director's chair.
I'm telling you, take 2 is supreme.
We're treating her better now.
I'm loving this. I treated myself better. I wore a dress today.
It's a very cute dress.
Thank you.
When you were in high school and your parents were like, all right, you have to get a real job. I should have put up air quotes because like, what the hell's a real job anyways?
There is no real job.
There is no, it's all simulation. But what were those things that kind of went through your head? Like, okay, singing to them is not a real job. What am I going to do? Because I put myself in those shoes. And if my parents would have told me pick something else, it's like, I probably wouldn't have even gone to school at that point.
I mean, to be honest, I never even brought up music with them. I think I was too, like, that's not going to be, like, they're like, pick some, in high school, they're not trying to put you in magnet programs. It's like going through an audition process. I really envy my friends who did it. If I were to go back, like, there wasn't anything else to do. I always did music. I always wrote poetry. I always, like, I don't know. My life would be so... The life worked out the way it did. I was supposed to do things at the time that I did them. Like the songs I write now are based on my life experiences, and I don't think I could have written those songs even back then.
Yeah, and it gave you the space, I think, to find your sound.
Yeah.
Whatever way anybody does it. Some people do it in different ways, and just a lot of trial and error of being in different bands from the time they're probably like, 14 and on.
Yeah.
But I think it's nice that you gave yourself that time to simmer. Live karaoke band, because I saw a couple weeks ago 180 by Summer did live karaoke. 180 by Summer, I love you. You guys are awesome. You throw a good party. Shout out.
I've heard. Shout out.
You sound better than the used. I hate the used. I'll get into that. That's a different story.
Okay.
But anyways, live band karaoke, like how much harder is it
Than regular karaoke?
Yeah, because it's intimidating to me.
You know, it's funny. It was pretty easy transfer. I think you should just do it, honestly. They know the songs. I mean, they have the charts. They do it almost exactly or identically to a karaoke track. I mean, when you have a little bit of an advantage, right? Because you have people helping correct you when you're doing something incorrectly versus when you're at karaoke, that track's playing and it's going no matter what. Full speed ahead, that ain't gonna stop.
Right.
With live band karaoke, you have people who can like nod to you and say, yes, this is when you begin, you know, like, so it was a first example without even realizing it of working with a band.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're basically the lead singer and you have this support system behind you. And it's super fun because like you get to feel like a rock star. I know they do it, I think at in Orlando, like at Universal, Rising Star or something. They have a live band karaoke situation there. It's like a huge stage. I like walked in there. It was very intimidating. So yeah, I highly recommend it. They have a couple different ones around the city.
Right.
They used to have a Whiskey Tango, but that place isn't there anymore in Hollandale or Hollywood.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's a couple around the city.
Yeah. No, live band karaoke scares me. I don't know. It's one of those things where,
Really?
yeah, because it's like, well, I don't sing, first of all. And my one rule with like karaoke is that like if I'm going to get up there, it has to be a song that like everyone's going to get really hyped up and excited over so they can sing along with me.
That'll happen at live band karaoke. I think you should do it.
I mean, my typical roster is like
I'll go with
Dancing
you.
Queen.
I
would
will go with
appreciate
you.
that. I would appreciate that.
Let's just go ABBA it up at Rockstar live band karaoke.
And then there was an emo like karaoke in Brickell. It was an emo bar crawl. That's what it was.
Oh, that's fun.
They had karaoke.
It's emo karaoke night at Barnancy tonight.
Oh my God.
And actually goth karaoke.
It's a Sunday.
Correction. Goth karaoke. It's run by the same person. So the karaoke guy who does Seven Seas is the same. Bernie. He runs the one at Barnancy as well.
Okay.
And they've made it themed and it's really cool. I mean, people really get into the goth night. Damaris, who works at Barnancy, like freaking loves it. So
I think adding a theme to anything just makes it 10 times better.
yeah, I mean, I love that.
Yeah, you get to dress up, do your thing.
Of course.
Have you ever been invited to something and you don't get a dress code? So you have no idea like what to wear when you get there. Everybody just thought completely different things.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I never know what to wear in general, and even when given a theme, I don't always do it well. So I don't know what it is about getting older, but I used to feel like I had like pre-plan everything, put my outfits together. Now I don't know, maybe it's becoming a musician and like doing it more, but do a lot of stuff last minute now that I never thought I would be like that ever.
Oh no,
My whole life was planned.
Born a procrastinator.
I think because plans change so often that I'm like, I'm just going to wait till the day before instead of weeks before, because if this gets canceled, I'm going to be devastated. I have done so much prep work.
I think it has to be a musician thing too, because whenever I plan out my recording days like super in advance, people always end up canceling the week of.
Yeah.
But if I plan it out the week of and it's like, hey, can you come tomorrow? I get the best luck that way.
But it is a Miami thing too. Like even just inviting people to gigs. I know you asked about dressing for a party, but getting invited to gigs. Like a lot of people aren't planning a month ahead. They aren't buying tickets a month ahead for your show. Like you could put something on Eventbrite the week of or 3 weeks before it, and most people will still buy it the week of.
At the door.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it becomes kind of fair weather. Like people you never know where somebody's going to show up. Like a lot of people hop, you know, like I hopped last night. I went to 2 different places. Like I never know where I'm going. Where's live music? Okay, let me go there. But I don't know what people are planning anymore. I don't know how to market shows anymore. Like I don't know what the methodology is to get people to come to shows.
And Well, you obviously organize shows as well. I try not to do so many because it stresses me out.
It stresses me out.
It's awful. I did one show in Wynwood because all you would hear from the crowd up in Broward is, we want Miami shows. We want more Miami shows. I put together this Wynwood show that was not cheap.
Yeah.
And I took a huge loss on it at the end of the day. Because, like, yeah, you want Miami shows, but nobody's coming and there's no parking. Like, I had to put my car in the middle of the night because my parking was up in the area and I had to find somewhere else to park. Like, it's, I don't know. It's weird organizing shows. When I wasn't selling on Eventbrite, I was like, oh my God, this is awful. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah. And then day of, when it wasn't like a gigantic turnout, it was like, oh God, what did I do?
It hurts your heart. The community in Miami is weird. The music community is a little strange. I love the people in it. Like, I've gotten to know some amazing artists. But there is like a very like me. Like, if I'm not on stage, I can't show up to your event. Mm-hmm. And like, even on nights, they have off, they're not playing. And it's not like you can judge people because everybody's got to do the self-care thing, but it's hard to preach community and then only show up for stuff that you can participate in. Yeah. Like, I put together stuff where there's fire lineups, like people who have had Grammy nominations or who have won things, and people who have been on my songwriter nights that are like just fantastic musicians, like people that would be honored to see them in places like Austin or Nashville or even Boston. When I was at that open mic, it was super supportive. And like, you just don't see people wanting to become fans anymore. Like, I feel like the culture's changed a lot. Yeah. And Nashville, for instance, songwriter nights are about discovering your next writing partner. People just really be creating community in a way like everybody knows everybody in Nashville, even if you've only been there a week. New artists come in and you meet them because we're all at the same writers rounds, the same open mic nights, the same everything. In Miami, it's like, I don't know. I just don't. There should be more people at those events, especially in the middle of the week.
And there could be, for some people, there might be that me mentality, or I'm not going to go out of my way or whatever. But I do have to congratulate that there are some people that I do see at shows consistently, always excited to be there, always bringing so much energy, and it makes it such a good time for everybody. Whereas I think that's your best promotion too. If somebody who's never been to a show and they come in and they see all these people having fun, they're definitely enticed to keep coming back. Yeah. You mentioned award winners, and it reminded me that you won Best Songwriter according to, what was it, Miami New Times?
Miami New Times,
Miami Times, which is like one of the dopest newspapers that are still around.
They're awesome, and it's really was an honor because I got so much positive feedback after that award was won. Like, you work so hard. What is the phrase? It's like you work hard for 10 years to have your big break or something, like 10 years to be discovered. And obviously I'm not on year 10. I'm like, don't even know if that's a trajectory I'm able to achieve. But, it's been 7 or 8 years. And to have that kind of recognition after all of that work, like, I pride myself on my lyrics. I pride myself on my melodies. So to be awarded a songwriting award by my peers or by people in the scene who are paying attention, it just means I'm doing the right thing. And I just have so much gratitude because it's hard to get any kind of notoriety for anything. It's hard not to wade past popularity and people just being buddy and the nepotism in the scene. Like, it's very difficult to break through. And I felt so validated when I won that award because I really love my songwriting, and I love the way people react to it and respond, and the way it makes them feel, and things that they've said to me in direct messages and stuff. Like, it just felt so good. So thank you for, I don't know. It happens, and like, social media generation's so difficult because something happens and then it's gone.
Yeah, you get one post and that's your 15 minutes of fame, right? Basically,
but it's 2024. I get to celebrate the whole year if I want to. Like, the whole month of November is my birthday month. Like, I'm gonna celebrate every day. Like,
no, and that's something that you have under your belt, winning that award. I want to congratulate you because, again, it's not easy, and you don't hear that kind of recognition being put out every day. What's a tip for songwriting? What is something that, let's say you have writer's block and you're trying to get out of it, like something you could share with somebody who maybe wants to write their own music out there?
Sure. There is a couple tips I would give. And I met up with a friend in Fort Lauderdale, another musician, Kaylee Weaver. And, you know, there's a lot of musicians actually co-writing right now, which I really admire. Like my friend Ainata, my friend Carlos wants to start co-writing. I co-write with my friend Pedro. We were sitting in a coffee shop and I was like, she was feeling stuck. I was like, just pick anything in a room. Just get yourself started. It's like activating yourself. You know, like when you have to activate yourself to clean a house or something. Like, look at that plant in the corner. And we started making a song about the ivy in the corner of the room. You know, I think sometimes it's just, you get so stuck and so trapped in your own world that you sometimes just have to get yourself started, even if it's throwing something at a wall. Like, if we're in this room right now, for instance, like I can make a song about feeling really anxious under the lights or something, and then that would be a starting point. The other thing is free writing. So if you don't know what to write about, pick a fake title for something, right? Like, what would you write a song about? If you had to pick something in this room to write a song about, it could even be your mom, you know, like,
yeah, how she's chilling on her phone like a teenager over there.
Right? I would ask you, I'm like, write a couple paragraphs about your mom.
Okay.
Like, what would you say about her? What is she wearing? How does she make you feel? Is there anything from your childhood? Like, go down whatever rabbit hole you want to go down. And then from that paragraph, pick like 3 or 4 sentences that you love, and then turn them into shorter sentences, make them rhyme, like certain things like that. There's methodologies you can use when you're really, really stuck.
Right.
And I love all those exercises. Plus there's prompts all over the place. You go on Reddit, look up songwriting prompts, you're going to find
Oh, really?
stuff. Yeah, all
That's
over.
a cool tool. I never thought of that.
Reddit, I mean, now AI, like, as much as it's destroying parts of culture, it's also...
It's a good starting point.
It's a great brainstorming tool. You can literally say, give me 10 songwriting prompts, AI, like, and it'll give you prompts, and just use that.
Yeah.
So...
I don't know if you know the band The Flirt.
I don't.
They're wonderful, and
I don't think anyone you've mentioned is ever not wonderful.
That's true, actually. I'm the biggest advocate for
Except
anybody
the
that's
use.
been on this show. Except the use. That I will get into that. I've mentioned it before what happened with the use, but anyways.
Yeah.
The Flirt is wonderful, and Cassie was telling me about their latest single because they had come back for, you know, to chat about what they were up to because they were on a very long time ago. And this girl has amazing vocal capacity. And I asked them, you know, where did this song start? She actually used ChatGPT.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Get like an idea of where she wanted to go. Like, give me a song about someone not answering the phone. I think that's what it was. And it kind of turned it into like this love song. And from there, that's where she took off to get inspired.
Oh, that's so funny.
AI scares the living crap out of me.
Oh, yeah,
But when you use it as a tool for stuff like that, I think it is probably one of the coolest things to have, you know, in your arsenal when you're trying to do stuff.
There's a lot of tools like that. And I think when people are feeling... It happened when I was in the studio the other day. I was actually recording vocals on something, and I was like, no, let's do this again. Do it again. And then when I came out, they're like, Alexa, you got in your head again. I'm like, I know. I'm like, I know.
You just needed somebody to drag you out for a minute.
Yeah,
so let's go touch grass.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're just in there so long and you get in your own head, and it happens to everyone at different times. I mean, even in interviews, like I lose my place sometimes. I'm like, wait, what was I saying again? I'm live. Oh God, I'm live.
Yeah.
Like the humanness.
Yeah.
When I was in the car with my friend the other day, we were talking about AI and art and all that stuff. And I was like, you can tell when something's written by AI because it loses a lot of human error. I mean, like all technology in general. And I was like, art is human error. Art is human error. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. I'm just like, as soon as you have AI creating art, it removes the human error aspect of it. Like, you need it to be human.
Yeah.
Like, that's what art to me is all about. I mean, maybe people will disagree. I mean, obviously everybody has their own opinion, but like, I love the beauty in the broken.
No, and it's kind of like in photography that I love when you get these like artsy, blurry shots. Obviously not like the unflattering, like one eye's blinked, the other one's like,
what are you talking about? That's all of the photos any man has ever taken of me.
Yeah, ever. That's every candid my boyfriend's ever taken me, and I don't know like how he does that to my body shape, but I honestly, it's giving me body dysmorphia at this point.
It is actually not only a phenomenon. I think it's quite fascinating that I can take beautiful shots of the men in my life or whatever. Or
oh yeah, they almost look so handsome.
And then in reverse, it's like, like I'm just looking like, I don't know. There's I have ridiculous pictures of me taken by dudes that make me laugh so hard. But maybe they should, like, everybody's just required to take a photography course.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm tired of asking my boyfriend for candids because they don't come out very candid,
right?
But I do have a photographer friend that I've been working with and just doing more shoots with, and I always tell him, because when he shows me what he's doing, I was like, I love the blurry shots. He even makes a separate folder now. It's like blurry shots for Vicky.
Oh yeah.
We work together because it's there's something artsy and natural and cool about it that
of course,
I like personally. Maybe not everybody. It doesn't do great on social media, but it's something that I personally,
you have to like what you're putting out there. If you don't, then what's the point?
Exactly. Speaking of things we like, I'm going to get into that used story now so we can jump into any emo
I want
faces.
you to talk. I'm talking a lot.
No, it's okay. The episode's about you. But I last year had gone to go see Pierce the Veil and the Used in that co-headlining tour that they did. I've never seen the Used live. I'm Pierce the Veil's biggest fan. So
Do they know?
Teenager. I don't know. Vic, do you know?
You guys should know this information. She's sitting here.
I would if I had them on the show. I think like that's just peak. Like I don't think I'd ever top that. I'm sorry. Like I just love them.
You gotta reach out to their people. Your people contact her people. We can make this work.
I'm my own people. But anyways, so there was a lot of complaining on Reddit, whereas people were leaving during the Used because they were just like, oh, they were just there for Pierce the Veil. Pierce the Veil blew up because of King for a Day, and I was like, I'm not going to be one of those people. I paid for this concert. Let me just stick through the whole thing. I'll watch the Used. I like the taste of ink, whatever. Oh my God. This vocalist every 5 seconds was calling us fuckers and cursing at us and just insulting. What? And it's like, dude, I'm not like 15. This isn't edgy. This isn't cool. Like, I paid money to be here. I don't know if it's an age thing now where I was just kind of like, you're so disrespectful. Like, I don't want to hear this.
I honestly think, like, the younger generations are so much more aware of disrespectful rhetoric and language.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's like getting older. I think it's just like so many boundaries have to be set now at a younger and younger age because of social media and everything that goes along with it.
Yeah.
People are just mad disrespectful in general. Like, I think people forget that they're talking to another person a lot of the time. I mean, and from stage, like, to insult your crowd or fans in any way, shape, or form and be disrespectful like that, like, I would leave too. I don't need somebody calling me the F word on a regular basis, and I say that word all the time. I
guess it was their thing, which is fine, I guess, for, like, whoever likes that. But for me, in my case, I was like, dude, I like one song out of your whole set, and I'm not enjoying. Like, I'm to the point where I'm just not enjoying this. You are doing it so much because they would play a song and then it would just be a constant like cursing at the crowd, from what I remember. Unlike like Boys Like Girls, like you go see Boys Like Girls and they do not stop for 2 hours. It's just back to back to back music. Yeah. Every like 5 songs, he would probably like interject and say something and keep us hyped up. But it was the utmost respect, everyone having a good time. When Boys Like Girls played, I think it was The Great Escape.
Oh yeah, I love that song.
They played the first verse and they're like, all right, everybody get your phones out, blah blah blah. They recorded it. They stopped it right before the chorus. They said, all right, put your phones away. I don't want to see no phones. I want to see you guys dancing. I want to see you jumping. I want to see you crowd surfing. Like, and they started the song over.
That's so funny.
Like, to me, that's just like getting along with your crowd, and the Used is not doing it.
I think it just takes, I don't know what obviously none of us know what each other's life experience is, but there has to be some kind of life experience that led the Used to that point where they decided to make those choices.
Yeah, or the vocalist at least, so we'll not put the whole band.
I mean, some crazy people have done crazy things. Somebody peed on someone at a concert once, right?
I think so, probably.
Yeah. Some crazy stuff has happened. Like some lead singers doing some wild stuff.
Yeah.
I don't trust us.
Maybe
as lead singers, I don't even trust myself.
I trust you.
What have I said on stage? I probably have said some stuff.
Okay. I don't think you've insulted your crowd though. And maybe
there was a night that I was cursing a lot, and like they're like, Alexa, you shouldn't curse. I'm like, why? So, I have actually lessened though, because it's like, I don't know. But then I realize it might also be because I'm supposed to be cute and dainty looking on stage, and they didn't like that I have a foul pirate mouth.
I would just curse twice as much after that. Because if that's your reasoning behind me cursing, it's like, I have a filthy mouth.
But I work with, I'm a volunteer for Musicians on Call, which we sing at hospitals and stuff. Like, I've been with the organization now for a while, and I love working with the pediatric population. So I've actually, like, there's a trigger in my head now that when I start to curse, like, I rein it back just because I'm so used to having to, like, not curse in front of children.
Yes.
So I have to, like, I stop myself from using certain language at this point. But I do have a foul mouth. Yes.
That's a beautiful organization to be a part of.
I love it. Love it so much.
Whenever I see videos of like artists going in and singing with the kids and, you know, the cancer patients and stuff, like that just pulls my heartstrings in a certain way where it's like, okay, I need to keep on scrolling or I'm going to start crying.
It's the most emotionally draining and fulfilling work, like, to get community work that I've gotten to do. Like, you have to be happy when you're there. Like, certain volunteers can't do it because if you can't hold your shit together, you shouldn't be doing it, because you're not there to make patients feel worse. You're there to make them feel better. Mm-hmm. And so by the time you get out of a shift, you have experienced so much love and grief and like all of this mix of emotions that there's just you're just exhausted emotionally coming out of those shifts. So you might even be only working for an hour and a half singing for patients, but like, you're tired, like you're just drained. And it's the most beautiful draining I've ever experienced.
No, and emotionally draining situations like that, I think it's more tiring than any workout, because you could just go home and pass out right after that.
Oh yeah. Curl up in a ball, watch my favorite movie.
Don't even make it 15 minutes through.
But it is me saying musicians should do volunteer work.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
Especially if you do a lot of stuff, you're releasing music, you want people to listen to you. It's very much that me thing that I'm trying to avoid. Like, give back a little bit, you know, do that charity event, volunteer for that thing, you know, donate an old instrument you're not using, just give back.
Right.
So,
I love your selflessness. I want to congratulate you again, because that's just not something that you really see a lot of. And it's nice that you're trying to also be vocal about it and push other people towards it. Emo phases. Did you have an emo phase?
I know, we talked about this once before, and I will always be emotional. Emo has changed in definitions, I think, from my young generation to even now. Like, I don't even know what the defining factor is of it anymore. It used to be a specific image, like people who go to watch My Chemical Romance, you know, like, and if it is just being emotional, I've been emotional my entire life. My emo phase is continuing. I am emo right now.
Okay. You look pretty emo right now. You're getting emo. You're getting emo girl right now.
Yeah. Perfect. I am an emo girly. #.
I'm gonna start using that one. #emo girly. Yeah.
No, and I make you a t-shirt.
Oh, that'd be cool. It has changed a lot, I think, and it's definitely something that's a little bit more mainstream nowadays too. It's not even like when I was a kid, you know, you'd get bullied for it. I used to wear black sweatshirts a lot because I had really bad eczema.
Well, I would have loved you.
And kids around school would be like, "Oh my God, she cuts herself," and it's like,
"Oh God."
It was like really bad eczema that like I would bleed and it was itchy and I would keep scratching. So it was like, oh my God, you know, she has these long sweaters on, she probably cuts herself. Never self-harm. If you self-harm, please don't self-harm.
Yeah, please don't do that.
But
talk to someone.
It was, yes. Talk to me. You can DM me. It's okay. I'm not a therapist, but if you need to talk to anybody.
No, but high school, I mean, middle school, high school, I got to do it without social media. I got to do it without online bullying. I got to do it without the passage of like one bad moment going viral. Like, I feel bad for, like, not even feel bad. I feel a lot of things for the younger generation. They had to go through so much shit. Like, honestly, they have to deal with the adults acting a fool on a regular basis, whether it's in politics or otherwise. They have to worry about the generations, you know, above them, like just not understanding it, being on the cusp of understanding mental health and like how it's, you know, your childhood affects all these things. Like they're in a huge adjustment period of knowledge and information. They are overloaded and constantly bombarded by comparisons and people curating their lives and not knowing what's real and what isn't. Like that generation has it tough
Yeah.
when it comes to their emotional well-being.
No, and even seeing my nieces grow up with social media, as much as it's, you know, they're trying to be monitored and whatnot, they're still seeing, you know, what my niece is 9 years old and she's like asking for makeup and Sephora gift cards. And it's like, when I was 9 years old, I was still asking for Barbies every year. And
I had clogs.
Clogs?
I had clogs, dino t-shirt, backwards cap. Like,
Yeah, you were a tomboy. I
I
remember
was.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was a huge Barbie girl.
Oh my
like
God.
Barbies.
But I loved
Christmas,
Barbies.
February, birthday, everything.
I
Like,
sang Barbie Girl for all the Christmas, like at Christmas, my mom would have me sing for the family.
that's so
And I would
cute.
sing Barbie Girl. I loved Barbie Girl.
That's
I'd do
very
a little dance.
Oh, man.
I don't know the dance anymore. Don't ask me to do it.
I think you're feigning that you don't remember, but okay. But yeah, no, just seeing the differences in how they grow up and how there is this constant bombard of information, of comparison, of seeing that this girl has this or that person has that.
Yep.
It's difficult. I was like probably the first generation to have social media, and I think we all had some sort of degree of respect still on there.
Yeah.
But people really do go on there now and just say whatever they're thinking, and sometimes we do need a little filter.
I'm having trouble with it as an adult.
Yes.
Like, I have imposter syndrome. It just like shoves it in my face, you know, and it's hard. It's hard because, and it also makes people way too accessible. I know Chapel Roan just like did that post about fan behavior, like because it's so accessible. You think like when somebody comes up on your feed, like your friend comes up on your feed, then someone local that you know and are acquaintances with that you have conversations with, and then a celebrity, like you don't know the dividing line anymore.
Yeah.
All of them are equal to you at that point.
The parasocial relationships basically, that are developing now are absolutely insane, which is dangerous for people who were like already stalkery.
Yeah.
And now they have so much access to people that they do want to get in touch with, and they you know, you can comment, you can DM, and then they can't go around blocking. The artists can't block everybody that they don't want to hear from. You know?
I know. They're handing their socials over to assistants and things like that, and it makes me want one. I don't want to deal with social media anymore.
Get an AI assistant.
Oh no. I joke at my job because I also like have another job where I name things for a living. I've been at it like 11 plus years. And I joke that I'm Alexa intelligence on the phone. Yeah, we absolutely use AI at our job. It's me. So
Alexa intelligence. Okay, so you seem like a very centered, knowledgeable individual. I have a relationship question from Reddit.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Which is the other thing we use Reddit for here.
Just so you know, I don't know this question in advance, so this is going to be interesting.
Speaking of AI,
Okay.
so this is written by a 23-year-old female about her fiance, who is a 25-year-old male.
Wow, getting engaged young.
My fiance undressed his female colleagues through an AI app. How do I get over it, and should I?
You don't get over it, and you dump them.
We still got we have
Okay,
context.
there's more.
So.
There's more. Okay.
The first sentence starts off with, also he had my ex-girlfriend's nudes on his computer. They're very open-minded. I'm just gonna summarize because it's a lot of paragraphs. But
Yeah.
they're very open-minded. They're very open with each other. Lots of communication. And he's just done very questionable things that are sex-related. God, this is a lot. This is loaded. Okay, anyways.
Okay,
if your
I
partner
can
did
tell
that,
you. Okay, I can tell you from this whether you're in an open relationship or not. I actually knew someone who decided to do some sexual experimentation with his partner, and she ended up leaving him for the third person. You know what I mean? Like as open as you want to be, we're still human at our heart, right? And even anytime technology gets involved, I mean, that's weird. I'm sorry, but it's very strange.
Extremely weird.
To undress your coworker through an AI app. It's very weird.
I'd report him.
I would report him. It's not even just weird. It's creepy. It's disgusting. It's gross. Yeah, like you talk about things that people have called other people gross or weird for, but like doing something like that is sexual deviance in a way that I don't even know how to describe. It's so inappropriate, and it's also like disgusting for the coworker.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even just about the girlfriend and having this partner who does these things that are not necessarily healthy in any way, shape, or form. And God only knows what happened in that man's childhood. like to lead him to these decisions that he has now. But like for the coworker, like that invasion of privacy and that the idea of someone even putting you in that position is so disgusting.
And to think if those images ever even got leaked or something, and people don't differentiate it as AI, like the kind of trouble you can put your coworker through.
I know, and it's just really thoughtless. And I think even just from the sexual point of view, that's not even the reason to get rid of the partner. It's like it's for the like that's sexual harassment.
Yeah,
like he's kind of disgusting in just a lot of ways, and I would not want to have children with that person. And if they weren't going to have kids, I wouldn't want to have a tortoise with that person either.
Nope.
I want to share a dog. The dog's going to see images it can never unsee.
Right? No, disgusting. It is 100% sexual harassment. They need to rewrite the laws to like include that in there. Wow. I had something else I was going to say, but I completely lost it. Anyways.
Oh, no, it's okay. I have a very strong standpoint on like AI and using it in any kind of personal interactions. Like, I don't think you should use it to message your friends. I don't think you should use it to create music and call it yours. I just think that people need to be more honest with themselves, with technology, and with others.
Oh, and it's so damaging to the creative community too.
Yeah.
This is your shameless plug moment.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead and let that camera know everything they need to know about Alexa Lash, Alexa, the old fashions, whatever they need to know.
Oh, yes. Should I start listing? My name is Alexa Lash. I have a band called Alexa and the Old Fashions. We play around town. We have a residency at Bar Nancy every other month. Our next show is October 19th there. As far as music, I have music online. You can find me under Alexa Lash on Apple Music, Spotify, and everywhere else. What else? I host 2 nights every month. I host Project Serena at Casa Tiki. That is going to be September 11th. And I host a writer's round that's going to be on September 19th at Bar Nancy. It's also an open mic, so please come and attend. Support live local music, local community, local venues, and keep supporting live local podcasts like Vicky's. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting the people around you. Aside from putting your career into full throttle, again, congratulations with the Miami New Time.
Thank you so much.
And you guys make sure to check out Alexa Lash. We'll see each other next week on the Senior Citizen Podcast.